Hello, everybody. Hello, hello. So we are so glad that all of us are here today. Lisa and I have just a little mini training, and we invited our client, Christine, to come on as well because, it's great when you can hear from Lisa and I, like, here's what's working, but we thought you might want to know from one of our actual clients that it is in fact working and what about that is working. So welcome to this mini training. This is going to be about the system that we help our clients use to make $10,000 a month while they're working part-time. So they're not having to work 40 hours a week. These are the strategies that we use with our clients. And plus, we're also going to share with you, if you've ever wanted to work with us inside the circle, which is the Circle Mastermind, it's where we do this work. We're going to let you know what you need to know today. So we're going to give you a little bit of training. We're going to hear from Christine, and then we're going to tell you some things about the circle. Okay, and I just want to start by saying that the reason that we're making this video is just because we don't want to be gatekeepers. We know that there are some things out there that are working, and we want to share with you about what is working. So this is the top strategy about how we have personally, this is the work that we actually do in our own lives and our own businesses to have made $4 million in our business, Rise Leadership Circle, while Lisa and I only work 4 hours a day, and that is amazing. And I know it's that time freedom and time richness is what people want right now. And it's the same system that we're using to help our clients build their income and see $10,000 months while they're not having to work full time either. Lisa, take it away.
All right. I'm so excited to share this with you. And thank you for your patience with our new tech that we are trying out. So I thank you for your grace as we are just giving it a go. So, all right, we're going to talk about the number one strategy that we use that is going to help you grow to 10K months. And what this really is it is systematizing both the inner work and the intentional actions that you take. Okay. And I'll explain to you what I mean by this because it really is two things. It's not just strategy alone. Is the reason we can say like you can do this in 4 hours a day is because it does not require constant hustle and constant action. It also requires that you are doing the inner work, that you are having a system to actually take care of yourself and be growing yourself in the process. So the first thing that we do is that we teach our clients is something we call the daily wealth ritual. This is the inner work piece. This is something that helps you actually become the person who is the energetic match for your desires, for your dream, for the big, big work that you are doing out into the world. This is a daily ritual that you can take and make your own. We never give you anything that is a cookie cutter strategy. It is a template for you to make your own. And you can spend 5 minutes, 15 minutes, but it's something you can connect with every single morning that gets you into that alignment piece. It's a system you can use again and again. So this is one of the ways that we systematize the inner work piece, what's happening daily. The second way that we do this with our clients is with a framework that Kayla and I created and that we use in our own business every day called the Divine Profit Planning System. So the planning system, what this is this is your goal mapping system. And it's in a way that you can take your big vision, you've done the vision work, your energetic work, and now you put it into tangible action steps. We do this annually. So we look at your vision for the year. We break it down quarterly. So you're working in 90-day plans. We look at it monthly and we look at it weekly. So every single week, our clients have a weekly plan. They take that big plan and it's like bite size, bite size, bite size. We're just taking another bite every single week. That system and keeping it simple is how our clients are getting results. And then the third thing I want to tell you about is what we call the DMO, which stands for the Daily Method of Operation. This is something we get our clients going with right away. The DMO is all about taking intentional revenue generating action every single day. So there are about 20% of the actions that you take that are actually making you money. Okay. The other 80% is other stuff. It's work that has to get done, but it's not necessarily revenue generating. So we distill it down so you can take these 20% of actions. Often you can do it in an hour a day. That's the goal, is to try to get this done within an hour. And you know exactly what to do every single day. You show up on repeat and you do these same actions day in, day out. We help you discover exactly what that is for your business. And it becomes this simple system that you're actually prioritizing what matters. You're not losing focus on the goal. And you also get to be well resourced and well cared for yourself. You're not burning yourself out in the process. So, this is how we help our clients really take that big vision and make it into a simple strategy that gets results. So, our client Christine is here today. Christine, Kayla and I, we just love you so much. It was such an honor to have you a part of our community. You guys, let me tell you, I mean, getting to witness Christine is a badass. I'm just gonna say it. Like, getting to witness the way that shows up, like her heart, it's a heart of gold. The way she cares for the women in her community is next level. The intention, it's just been so fun to watch her soar in the last year. So, Kayla,
I'll ask her the first question. Sure. Okay. So, as a recap, everybody, what we've been talking about is how, and then I'm going to ask Christine some questions. We take the inner work that needs to be done and the intentional actions, and we systemize that so we know what to do and when to do it. And then the coaching is really important too, because sometimes we know what to do, but we get in our own way, right? So, Christine, before we were really working together and using and doing our coaching with you, just how did you feel before you were implementing these systems in your life and business?
Yeah, such a good question, Kayla. And I just want to acknowledge and say thank you so much for having me on. I feel very honored to be here, and I appreciate both of you. We've worked together for a couple years now, on and off in different spaces, and my life has changed. My business has transformed, and it is just an honor to be able to share that truth so that other business owners understand what you really do, and how you really help people to implement process. So I think before I met you, I was a new entrepreneur. So I had worked in corporate for 27 years. And so being an entrepreneur was a whole new world to me. And I liken it to drinking from the fire hose. So I was hearing all the things to do, everyone telling you what you should and shouldn't do. And a lot of things that I was watching or listening to and seeing other coaches implement just didn't really align with how I wanted to run my business. And so that was one of the, I think, most challenging components. I would also say that it was challenging because it was confusing. It created a lot of exhaustion, of worry and fear and instability.
Yes. Okay. And when we feel like we're confused, we are unstable, we're tired, we're exhausted, that is a really tough place to not only run our business from, but to live our life from, for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. Thank you so much for sharing that. Okay, well, then, so now we've been working together and really implementing these things, and you are just in your stride. I mean, like, we could go on and on. Will you just share some of your recent wins with everybody? Loud and
Yeah. Thank you. Yeah, I'm going to share my recent wins, but what I really want to tell people about before my recent wins is one of the things that Lisa mentioned was just a mindset training that you really help people dig into, dive into, not be afraid of. And I noticed that that was a lot of the work that I had to do before I could really implement and take huge steps in my business. So I want to shout you out for that, because when I look back at our time together, that was really foundational work that set me up for what I'm able to do right now. Free and clear. And my business is the Clarity Collab, and I have so much clarity on what I'm doing. And that is because of the work that you led me through all that time. But the beautiful part and what you're asking me about are like these recent wins, which are huge. So I have consistently grown my business over the last 8 months, and the numbers just keep going up and up and up. And not just any numbers, but I'm attracting the right clients. And that has been a huge blessing for me and for my clients. I would say the other thing, that I hit my first 10K month. And so that's a huge win. Something when we first started, I didn't even think was possible. I couldn't even write it down or say it out loud. It just seemed so far from what I was capable of doing. So that has been one of my biggest recent wins. And then I also would just mention that I've got multiple clients that have paid in full. And so, just learning how to have a right relationship with money and really work through that, not only with myself, but with my clients, has been great. And now I have two fully sold out retreat for the Clarity Collab Reset retreats. Yeah. And we're a half sold out for 2027. So,
I just love this so much. It's
yeah.
insane. Okay, so Christine, tell us, what is your quality of life like? What is that like? Are you able to have time for the things that you want to have in your life, being present with your family? How is that one for you?
Yeah, this is huge, a huge change in where I was before to where I am now. Do I have time for my family? Absolutely. Anything that I choose to do, I not only have time for it, but I make sure that I schedule the time for it. I don't have any guilt and shame around it. My business is serving me and serving my life rather than the other way around, which I feel like I worked my corporate career for 27 years the opposite way, where I gave so much of myself away and was exhausted. Whereas now, the way we're able to focus my energy, where I'm implementing the systems like the Divine Profit Playbook and the others that you mentioned, because I'm implementing those systems, I have this freedom and clarity about how I'm moving. And so I would just say that it makes it easier to prioritize what I actually want to do and need to do. The other thing that I love is that there's an ease in saying no to what doesn't align any longer. So I don't just have to say yes to everything. I don't have to be a people pleaser. I don't have to worry about any of those things. A no is such a gift. Yeah.
Yes, that is such a big one for sure. I love all of this. I do have another question for you. So, like, if someone is listening to this video and they're feeling like, okay, I hear you and my time is totally maxed out, they want their business to grow, but they're in that space of like, I kind of feel like I'm throwing spaghetti at a wall. I'm trying this thing and that thing. Like, what advice, being where you are now, what advice would you give them?
I That is such a great question, Lisa. I would say first and foremost, like take a breath. And I would also recommend, highly recommend investing in a coaching program just like this. And these ladies didn't ask me to say this, like, this is me being real. Investing in a coaching program like this covers all the spaces and all the areas of what you need to build a life and build a business that feeds your life. And so it's not just about like this one system that you implement. You ladies do a really great job of noticing and teaching all the different areas, including mindset, like I mentioned before, that is a critical component. I think with the programs and the systems that you teach and you help us to implement, I myself have become very steady with what I'm doing. And I'm noticing that with all the other business owners that we do coaching with, and we're in amazing community. So, one, I'm not alone. And so there's a lot of not only coaching from the two of you, but we're all helping each other and cheering each other on. And so there's a steadiness there. And then you're helping to build systems. And then, like I mentioned earlier, just dealing with the mindset blocks because even with the work that I did early on, they still come up when we're moving to new levels. And so that is something that now I have the tools and the support and I can move through them a little bit quicker, maybe a little bit easier, but they're still there. And so I would just recommend to anyone maybe stop doing all the different things and just come into one place. I remember when I started and I was like duct taping it all together, right? I had all these different DIY things coming together. And what I believe now is that I created a lot more work for myself trying to do it that way rather than just investing in a program that really covers it all.
Hmm. So good. Thank you, Christine. I really
You're
appreciate
welcome.
that. Y'all who are listening, we want to take just a couple minutes in closing because we've been talking to you about, okay, here's what the hot tip is. It is to systemize both the inner work and the actions. Like that is what creates the results. And that's what we're doing inside of the Circle Mastermind. And so I just want to give you a few takeaways if you are curious about what to know about that. So, the reason that we don't call ourselves strictly business coaches, like, yes, we are going to coach your business, but we really hold the title that we're life coaches for entrepreneurs. Because what we're providing inside the Circle Mastermind is transformational leadership for entrepreneurs. And that's really important because of all the things that Christine just spoke to. Our intention is to provide a strong foundation for entrepreneurs where they're able to be in a space of self-trust, where they have that grounding, that calm, that steady. And from there, then they're making choices for their well-being and their family and their relationships and their business, and all of that comes together. And what we're really pros at is helping you take on the inner work that creates outer results. It is very hard to try to implement systems and follow through with them when we don't have that inner work as that strong anchor. And so that's what we're doing. In the Circle Mastermind, we're helping our clients streamline and simplify so that they can work less. Being time rich is really important to us, and make more impact and income. All of our clients come to us not because they're like, oh my gosh, I just want to make all this money. They started their business because they have a big mission and an impact that they want to make in the world. And they know that when they're out making that mission, they're going to get to receive financially as well. And that also is a blessing that they're going to do good work with. And so all those things get to happen. You get to be time rich, you get to cause your impact, and you get to see income coming in as well. Mom, you want to tell them about the rest? And for those of you that don't know that you're new here, you're like, she just called her mom. Lisa and I are a mother-daughter duo. So I call her mom because she's my mom.
Yes, thank you. Let me just give you a little bit of the logistics. I'm just going to go high level real quick. Like, what happens when you come into our community? Because I know a lot of times people just want an outlet. Just tell me what it is. So the first thing we're going to do when you come into the Circle Mastermind is we're going to focus on your vision. Okay. So in right away in your onboarding process, the first thing you are going to do is you're going to create your annual map with a coach. And that's where we get to sit down. We're going to look at, okay, what are you going to create in your, so the circle is 12 months long. We look at what are you going to create over these next 12 months? What's the big vision? So that is step one, is we start to get clear on what the vision looks like and support you with that. The second thing that happens when you come into the circle is you start learning the strategies that I already told you, right? The DMO, that daily method of operation, how to start implementing. Now you have that annual plan. Now we're going to teach you how to start implementing that plan week by week by week. So that's the second thing that happens. We're also going to help you do those weekly maps. That happens every Monday. We have a group coaching call where we take about 15 or 20 minutes. We get that weekly map done. And then we move into a business builder session. So you're getting weekly strategy from us that you get to implement in real time in your business that keeps things moving forward. And then the third thing we do is we focus on exactly what Christine said. It's the mindset, that belief. It's those identity shifts that you are the person who creates the vision, right? Because at first that happens, you come in and you're like, I have a vision, but I don't know if I believe it yet, right? So we go to work. This is the leadership piece. And the way that we teach leadership is this is a self-mastery. You learn how to become self-led. And you learn how to create those mindset shifts in a way that it literally creates your identity to become the person who creates it. We do this week by week. That happens on Wednesdays. Wednesday afternoon, we do group coaching calls. And then the last thing is we personalize it. You get private coaching, you guys. You get twice a month your own personal private coaching with a circle coach so that you can get laser, right, on specifically for your business, as well as you get personal coaching from Kayla and I on every call that we do. So this year too, I also just want to mention, we added something that I am like so excited about. At the end of the year, at the end of the 12 months, this is included. It's optional, but included in your 12-month membership. You can become certified in transformational leadership, which is what we teach. Because you know what? Here's what I see. The people who come into our program and do this level of work, they're a cut above all of their competitors because of the work that they're doing. They bring something different and unique to the table, and we wanted them to have a professional recognition that you can share with your clients. Like, I am certified in this transformational leadership. You should be recognized for the work that you do. It is so important. And it doesn't cost you anything extra. It's just simply included. You can choose to opt in or to not on that track. It is totally up to you. So that's it. I wanted to just keep this pretty laser and short. Of course, you can ask us questions, but this really is a space where you get to come in, you get to create the life, the fulfilling life that you want to have, and have a business that helps you fund it, makes that impact that you want to make.
So here's your call to action. If you're like, I think that this is for me. Let's just have a further conversation. We'll send you the sales page that has all the information, so much more than we talked about. You can also get on a call with someone on our team to talk more about this. So just message or comment Circle. You can message me, you can message Lisa, you can comment Circle if you want to know more. And one thing I want to tell you, so the Circle is an investment of $8,000 and the ROI is significant. We stand really proud behind that. But a couple weeks ago, earlier this month, I called Lisa one morning and I was like, hey, do you want to do something fun and have the first 5 people that join us in the Circle this year get it for $5,000? And she was like, why the heck not? So we have already sold 4 of those spots. We've had 4 new members in the last few weeks, and we have 1 spot left at that big savings. So 1 spot left to join us for $5,000. It's a $3,000 savings. We can also work out creative, curated, custom payment plans. So talk to us if that's something that's important for you. I'm so glad that you all got to be here with us. Thank you, Christine, for being here and just sharing your truth. And for all of you, I hope that you took good notes on the systems that we're using, and we'd love to talk to you more if this is a fit for you.